Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we'd like to call Chris Roan to the stand.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Could you introduce yourself to the jury?
Well, let's be honest, I don't think I need an introduction, but for formalities, my name is Chris Roan.
What do you do for a living?
I mean, I do a lot of things, singing, dancing, acting, the works, but you probably know me as Midland's favorite mid talker. I'm a content creator at heart. I would do anything for my Ronies. Seriously, anything. My fans, by the way.
Well, Miss Roan, what's a local celebrity like you doing in court today?
Well, believe it or not, being an influencer is not easy. I mean, try being an influencer for a day. Money doesn't just fall into your lap. I needed brand deals and I needed them quickly. And this company called Worry Hater Energy Drinks reached out for a partnership with me.
Did you end up accepting that partnership?
Of course, money is money. Who doesn't love free money? I think that the government is trying to shut down mid-talk, so I needed a security blanket. But as it turns out, it didn't go very well. It was a major bummer.
What do you mean it was a major bummer?
So I realized that on top of selling the drinks, they also wanted me to recruit more people to sell the drinks. And I'm gonna be honest, I put my heart and my soul into this. I even created my own soon to be #1 hit song called Better Than Coffee to promote the drinks. And I would love to sing a quick snippet of it for you, real quick.
Oh,
Um,
no, Miss Roan. That's okay. Let's just stick to talking about that partnership. Were you able to make any money through your efforts?
I mean, that's the thing, right? They charged me without me knowing, by the way, for like $3,500 worth of drinks and materials to only make back a net total of like 180 in a few weeks. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that's just a little bit too much work for someone that's as famous as me. So I reached out to the company to try to meet with their CEO, Reese Knott, to see if I could pull some strings.
So, did you end up getting that meeting with the CEO of the company?
Kind of. I may or may not have snuck into a Zoom meeting with some of the higher level ambassadors. I might be a celebrity in real life, but I'm clearly not one in the company.
So, Miss Roan, did you get into that meeting where the CEO was there?
Yes, like I said, the CEO, Reese Nocta, was there, and they said something about how even if somebody is losing money, they need to feel like they can improve, so they keep ordering.
So, what happened after the CEO said that?
Well, I tried to ask a follow-up question about the money, obviously, but I got kicked off the Zoom call like immediately. Um, to be honest, it was just hard to not worry that I wasted all my time and my money trying to sell these drinks when the real money was in the recruitment.
So, Miss Roan, did you keep selling War Hater energy drinks after that Zoom call?
I mean, I tried. Trust me, I tried, but I was just losing money. So I go to check the website, right? And then I realized that I could get a refund for all of my unsold products. So I filled out the form and then I waited.
Well, how long did you have to wait for that refund?
So I waited 10 days, which is like what the form said. And then after that, I started getting a little bit impatient. So I called the company to ask about my refund, and I was told that I needed to submit a formal request letter. And even after doing that, still didn't get my refund.
Well, ma'am, I just want to make one thing clear. Were you ever asked to sign a non-disparagement agreement as part of your return process? Oh, Miss Roan, what did you do after you still hadn't received your refund?
Well, I knew that I had to take matters into my own hands. So I drove up to their headquarters and I demanded my refund in person. I finally got it after politely but sternly telling off the front desk clerk. Again, I just think it's wild that I had to go through all of that just to get my money back. I mean, I was on like vocal rest for 3 weeks afterwards. Throat coat tea has saved lives.
Thank you, Miss Roan. Nothing further.
Cross-examination, Your Honor.
Yes, counsel.
Good afternoon, Ms. Roan. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and then we'll get you out of here to being a mid-talk influencer.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Now, Ms. Roan, I want to pick up right where you left off on direct examination about this refund process. Now, you stated you spent a total of $9,000 while you were with Worry Hater, right?
I never said that, but that is true.
Now, Ms. Roan, you were able to get a refund for $8,000 of that.
Yep.
You were able to return 90% of what you purchased.
Absolutely. I will say, though, it did take 10 days, then an additional 1 to 3 days after I called them, and then an additional 1 to 3 days after that before I had to drive in person, and then I got my refund. Yes.
Ms. Roan, I wasn't asking you about that process. I was just asking if you got that refund. Is that a yes?
I did.
Now, Ms. Roan, let's talk about this Zoom call that you also talked about. So you decided to demand an audience with the CEO of Worry Hater, right?
Well, yeah, I was pretty upset about the situation. I think you'd be too.
And you claim to have snuck on with some of the highest level Worry Hater ambassadors.
Yeah, they were kind of a big deal.
No, Ms. Roan, you couldn't tell us the name of any of those other people on the call except for Ms. Nocta.
No, it was a while ago, and I was mostly focused on her.
You couldn't tell us there was no password to join this meeting.
I wasn't aware of a password, no.
You couldn't tell us who gave you the Zoom link to join.
No.
You couldn't tell us
I
the
don't-
name of the person. Excuse me, Ms. Roan. If you want to
Oh,
finish.
sorry. I just mean to say I don't remember. It was a while ago.
And Ms. Roan, you couldn't tell us the name of the person who gave you that link to join.
No.
You don't know the time that this Zoom meeting occurred.
Not off the top of my head. Again, it was a while ago.
So, Ms. Roan, that was a yes to my question. You don't know the time of this Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Ms. Roan, you don't know the date of this Zoom meeting, right?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Now, Ms. Roan, I want to talk about something that you received in the mail. Now, you received a welcome packet after joining Worry Hater, right?
I did, yeah.
Your Honor, permission to screen share what's been marked as Exhibit 2.
Granted.
Great time to touch up.
Now, Ms. Roan, do you recognize what I'm showing you?
Yeah.
Is this a fair and accurate copy of Worry Hater's financial disclosure?
I would say so. It looks like it.
Your Honor, permission to enter Exhibit 2 into evidence.
Any objections?
None at this time.
Okay, it's admitted.
Now, Ms. Roan, I want to point your attention to one of the lines on this financial disclosure. It says your primary income should be derived from product sales. Is that right?
That's what it says, yeah.
Now, Ms. Roan, you mentioned that you lost some money on direct examination. I want to talk about the money that you actually earned. Because on that first month, when you were starting with Worry Hater, you made a profit, right?
I did, yes. I made a whopping total, drum roll, of $180.
That's right. You made back that $3,500 that you put down.
Mhm.
And then you made $180 on top of that. Isn't that right?
Yep, for the first month, yeah.
And in that first month, you were focused on selling the drinks, right?
Yeah.
And Ms. Roan, let's talk about those other months when you lost money. Because in those 2 months, you were focused on recruitment, right?
That's true. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a social media person, so I try to do my best to cater to my Ronies.
And when in those 2 months, when you were focused on recruitment, you had lost money.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, it was kind of hard to move stuff.
Now, Ms. Roan, you mentioned on direct examination that you are a mid-talk influencer, right?
One of the best, if I do say so myself.
That you mentioned that money doesn't fall onto your lap.
I wish it did. Wouldn't that be so convenient?
That would be very convenient, Ms. Roan. but I'm just here to ask you a few questions because you ended up actually making money by criticizing Worry Hater.
What do you mean?
Well, you claim that part of being able to make money is by having fans that follow you on social media.
Well, sure, yeah, but I'm not quite at that point in my career. Still growing, you know?
But that was a yes to my question, Miss Roan. Fans are what get you money.
I mean, I think there's a lot of different things that get you money, but I guess that's one factor of it.
Now, Miss Roan, before criticizing Worry Hater, you had 500 followers, right?
Do you have any idea how long it took for me to get those first 500? The most important. I'd like to think that it gets better from there.
Well, Miss Roan, it did get better for you because you started criticizing Worry Hater on the internet.
I did, yes.
You made a song criticizing Worry Hater?
Well, it's not out yet. I actually have a whole EP coming out. You are going to love it. But it's not out quite yet.
Miss Roan, you got more followers after criticizing Worry Hater. Is that a yes?
Well, there were a lot of different factors that went into me getting more followers.
Miss Roan, that's a yes to my question. You gained more followers after criticizing Worry Hater on the internet.
That is true. I think that people just like the truth, you know?
But that's a yes to my question, that you gained more
Objection, Your
followers.
Honor, asked and answered.
I'll move on, Your Honor.
Okay,
And Miss Roan, you said that you would do anything for your fans. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, yes. I love them.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions at this time.